Okay, hello everybody. Happy Monday night. I know we're kind of getting in the groove of Monday night, different time changes, all the things. But tonight, I literally, so when this lady reached out and we were talking about doing some calls for each other, I was first of all just like, you want me on your call? Okay, whatever. You are literally like the Faith Hill of Plexus. Um, just absolutely amazing. I have so much admiration, so much respect for her, the business that she's built, her and her husband. I love getting to see them in Mexico with a few of their kids here and there and all of the things. She is an absolute boss, homeschooling 7 kids, right? You guys have 7 kids, and just always so sweet and so thoughtful and absolutely full of wisdom. So I literally cannot wait to hear everything that you have. So I'm just going to turn it over to you, Miss Megan Goff.
Well, that was really gracious. Thank you, Alita. I just think that it's encouraging to hear other people. I asked Alita if she could pop on my call, and she's like, "Well," and I said, "Oh, I'll be happy to do the free, do the favor back for you for your team." And so I just think that it's always inspiring to hear from different people, and sometimes we just need to hear someone else say the things so that we can hear them in a different way. So I am Oh man, I'm 10 years into Plexus. I'm so thankful for this opportunity. I actually did not start for the business. I actually started for products. I was sick from mold. I don't know if you guys know my story, but I ended up saying yes after almost 2 years of saying no, thank you. And I had multiple friends telling me, Megan, you need to look at Plexus. And I just thought it was for people that needed weight loss and or were diabetic. For whatever reason, that was in my brain. And yes, we help diabetics and people that need to lose weight, but I was very sick from mold. So it was affecting my immune system, it was affecting my gut, all of that. And so the hilarious piece of this story is that after I started the triplex, I put our son Benjamin on the Probio 5, which is a Superman probiotic, and it cleared his eczema in a month. And so the reason I started to share literally was because my son's eczema went away in a month. And I literally thought all the moms need to know about this. Like that was literally the thought that kickstarted my sharing on social media. I was scared to death, but was willing to do it. And I'm so glad that I did. Like my own health journey, even after working with a naturopath for almost 2 years, still took 4 to 6 months to really overcome a lot of the, food sensitivities and gut dysbiosis that was happening. And so I'm so glad that I started to share when I did and that I didn't wait, 6 months until I had this massive story. I just started sharing as I went. So I'm sure there's some new people on this call and there's some OGers. And so I hopefully will hit all of you with some inspiration today. But I just came back from Quebec City because I was at the Star Diamond Mastermind this past week. And it was such a blast. It was so fun. And I had the privilege of doing a fondue evening with Jessica Heffley and Eva Schmidt. So if you don't know those girls, they have built amazing businesses in Plexus. Jessica, I think, is like a 9-star diamond. She's actually my upline, not original. Not I have my sweet friend Carrie that helped me get started, but then Carrie's upline is Jessica. But fun fact, she actually grew up an hour from me in Cornfield, Illinois, which is hilarious. But I don't think I would have probably shared had I not been in Jessica Heffley's team page, because she was always talking about getting your products paid for and the power of 3, helping 3 friends. And so with fear and trepidation, I started to share on social media. And this is the hilarious thing. I think my dad was the only person that was liking my posts, except I would get these Dear Megan messages. And this is the testimony to consistent posting, because I would get these Dear Megan messages in my inbox. And so this is going to tie into what I'm going to share about, but we've got to marry the posting and the messaging. It's both and, because this is network marketing. So it's networking and marketing. And Eva and I were talking over dinner, and I was just saying, like, it's a marriage of both of those things. And a lot of times you are stronger in one or the other. And I just want to encourage you guys to do some reflection. And this is what I had the girls and guys, I think it was just girls actually, on the call with Brenda Martin earlier. I had them do a post audit. So what I want you to do is grab your phone and go back to October 20th. Go to your wall, and I want you to categorize your posts. into 4 different areas. Okay, so you'll have a personal column or whatever, just write it on a scratch piece of paper. Personal, product, business, and then the 4th category could be, call to comment, or if you have done some reels or lives, you can give yourself credit for those. And I actually want you to pop it in the comments, because we've been doing this consistently on our Ruby calls. And then, some of our like gold accountability calls also is like, these post audits are so fantastic. We've been doing week after week after week of them, because it really holds the mirror for you in your business. And if you want to grow your business, you cannot be quiet. You can't hide your little light about Plexus under a bushel. People will not know what you're doing. And it's funny how even 10 years in, people still are like, yeah, what do you do? I'm like, have you not seen my Facebook wall? I feel like I'm always, sharing my stuff with what we do, but you can't say it too much. You cannot post too much. There's no such thing. And we had the privilege of hearing Eric Worre on, what day was that? Wednesday, I think. He spoke to the Star Diamonds, and he said, what worked 10 years ago works now. So if you are an OGer, have been in for, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years in Plexus, those things still work, or you need to go back to what worked in the beginning. And one thing so pop your audits in the comments. Oh, is someone having a question? Let me look. Categories, yeah, products, personal, business. Well, and then if you have another category, but the basic gist is you want to see how many product posts you're doing, how many business posts, and then how many personal. And your personal posts are honestly probably just as important, if not more important, than your Plexus posting. And I'll just share really fast, because social media is a thing. Like, I think we have to keep talking about it and what a fantastic tool it is. I was talking with Melissa Eichenhorst, and I'll hopefully share this story in a little bit about the little pivot I did coming home from Quebec City. But she was encouraging me in light of in-person events. And she goes, I always emphasize the free internet that we can use to market with. And so we need to be utilizing that, Okay. So anyways, pop your audits in. And it's really good actually to do these consistently, because it'll hold the mirror. You don't need Alita or Megan or someone else to be like scanning your Facebook wall and telling you their top tips. You need to go do the post audit, and then it will be very clear what you need to work on. Because my team is the same way. Like, when we have these post audits, it's for accountability, and the girls are like, oh man, I thought I posted way more about the business. But it was more like, I thought about the business a lot, and it might take you more brain space to post about the business. And also, stories don't count. Like, I'm not saying they're not important. In my opinion, your wall posts, and I'm talking Facebook here because that's my jam, but your wall posts matter. Like, a lot of us are in our stories, we're talking about the business, we're talking about the products, we're talking about personal lives, whatever. But what's on our wall, I think, is what most people see. I don't know. You can challenge me on that if you disagree. But I will say posting works. Personal story. So last month we had probably one of the most significant months in our family, probably to date. We had a trip of a lifetime, going to Alaska with 5 of our 7 kids. Oops, Mama needs you to go out. And then we had, go back to Daddy, please. And then we had our second oldest son surprise us. I mean, it wasn't a complete surprise. Like, we knew he was probably getting married in about 18 months, but he decided once he turned 18 at the beginning of July, like, why are we waiting? And so he and his 18-year-old girlfriend got married about the day and a half after we got back from Alaska. So it's been a whirlwind. I'm processing through all the emotions. They are happily married and just thrilled as can be, But I will say that the posting that I did, I think, attracted a lot of attention. And so your personal posts are really important. And the one thing that I think happened is that we had a lot of attention because we were on that trip, and then we had a son get married. And my friend Angie Ambrosetti, some of you might know her, she challenged me. She's like, oh my word, I made that GLP-1 post. This was maybe one of the first days in Alaska. And she's like, I've signed like 4 people. She goes, I posted it Friday night, and then I posted it again Saturday morning. And it was interesting because I feel like I'm doing kind of some experiments on social media right now, because she had different people comment on the post Friday night than she had Saturday. And it's like a huge funnel. Okay. And so if you're feeling all the feels about posting that salesy, silly GLP-1 post, it's like the black background. You can go to my wall and snag it. It is, I tried it again this morning and I have new people I've never talked to. I don't even know how I know them. Okay. And it's bringing me people. And I don't know about you guys, but I prefer people coming to me. That's my favorite is when people come to me like, hey, Megan, I need what you have. Right. But you have to be visible and you have to be vocal and you have to be seen for people to come to you, right? So we've got to be putting ourselves out there. But I think the reason that post works, you can't tweak it either. That's the magic with it. You have to use mostly the same verbiage, like the same verbiage, the weird emojis, the exclamation point that I'm looking for product testers. Like, don't tweak it, don't change the background. Seriously, the girls that change it don't have the same results. Don't ask me why, but I'm just sharing some like this is what's working. Okay. And so my challenge is like I'm challenging my team to go do it. And I still have girls that won't post it. Okay. My friend Lisa, who is an emerald on my team out in Maine, at the beginning of this month, she's like, okay, I'm going to get brave and just post it. She has sponsored 9 people this month. And she has never in her history of Plexus, and she's been in for 10 years, has never sponsored that many people. And she's like, these are not friends doing me favors. These are people coming to me. And we're signing them up with triplex and trim. That's what we're doing. But anyways, the magic with that is not to post and ghost. Angie is huge on that. She's like, you got to go 10, comment on 10 people's posts before you post it, 10 people after, non-Plexus people. Okay. And then she goes, and then you got to post it like 4, 5, 6 times throughout the month. And so every time you sign someone, then like repost it and knock that number down. I'm looking for 5 product testers now and 4 product, right? And this is Magic Week. So this is the week where we don't have any rules for posting on social media. There are no rules that apply besides we're working on helping people get going. All right. Sign them up for the product, sign them up for the business. And honestly, I'm looking for both people. I mean, at this point, I really want business builders, but I mean, we still have our door open for new customers. And Justin and I have signed probably 14 people in the last month and a half or whenever that was. And this is the other part of that. I was so stinking scared to post that GLP-1 post because I did not start for weight loss. I started because of gut health, and that is my jam. That is my heart, okay, with Plexus and sharing it. And so I decided, I was just thinking about it. You know what? The reality is people want weight loss. People need weight loss. And the weight loss is a symptom of a deeper rooted issue. So if I can bring them in through a salesy, goofy post and use that as my funnel, then I get them into conversation and I ask them the same thing every single time. And you guys, I am working so hard on being systematic and teaching my people to be systematic. So I have in the notes of my phone pinned at the top, like questions I always ask over and over and over again. So I literally just go boom, boom, send. And it's the symptoms question. All right. Any constipation, diarrhea, belly bloat, seasonal allergies, sugar cravings, or indigestion. And I send the candida graphic chart. That way I get them into conversation, right? And then I ask them specific questions. Okay. Anyways, that is a post that's working. I think the magic behind that was because of our personal posting and then the consistency of continuing to post. Use the little @ highlight sign. I think that maybe it sends notifications. See, I don't even know all the details, but the key is you got to take action. You got to take action quickly and you got to stop overthinking the whole thing about the posting, about what to say, right? You have to do it. Okay. The other part of, 2 things. So back to my fondue evening with Jessica and Eva. So Eva said, I asked her, I'm like, okay, so did your jewels come to you? And she said, well, I asked her if she went to them and she said, yeah, she did. Now, I don't know if she went to all of them, but she said there was this one particular post that she made with a giveaway for a bag of Slim. And if they watched a 30-minute Sonia Dudley video. So my wheels started turning going, I wonder if I could do a post challenging people to enter a giveaway or a drawing or something to watch like the 7-minute Marianne video, or Alita probably has one, right? That you can use. So what I did, here's the thing. You have to take action immediately. When you get some little inspiration, you go put it into action immediately. And this business is all about like, you have to do it by faith. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've been reading Hebrews 11, pretty sure all of life is we got to live it by faith. And Justin's like, what other option do we have? Right? But we do it by faith. And so, yeah, are you fearful? Like, could your post like not go anywhere because you do this like fun thing and then no one comments? Yeah. But also, if you don't do it and you don't try it, you'll never know. So I had this inspiration that struck, and I thought, you know what? I don't even have time to really look at what she wrote because I was like, I want to do the exact post. But I was like, you know what? It's better if I just take the action. So the next morning before, well, it's actually, I had a call, and then I wanted to make that little post or whatever before I went to breakfast. So it made me a little late for breakfast, but I'm like, you know what? If I don't do it now, it's not going to happen. So I actually hopped on live and I did $100 cash giveaway. I know this sounds crazy, but sometimes we've got to do crazy things in our business in order to move it forward. You guys can go listen to it, whatever. I rambled on, and I talked about the business. And remember, well, I'll save that for a minute. I went on and on, and then I said, you need to, and to enter my giveaway, you need to go listen to the video that's in the comments, okay? And so, and I threw the net wide. It wasn't, I'm looking for potentials, yes, but I thought, you know what? Even if it's only my team or even other Plexus people that comment on it, it's still belief building. It's worth it. And sometimes we just have to do the thing that scares us. And I was kind of freaking out in my mind and my brain and my mouth, thinking, wanting to throw up, to go make the live and just do it. Okay. But I'm a star diamond. We've built 3 Plexus businesses. We have 2 diamond businesses and a jewel business in my reentry. And I still get scared doing some of the actions. And that's okay. You have to continue to show up and do the action, do it scared. But I think also the reason we're scared is because we lack belief. All right. And that's one thing I wanted to mention to you guys is that so much of this gig is vision. Like, what do you want to create? And then what is your belief? Like, rate your belief. How are you in your belief about the products? How are you in your belief about the business opportunity, network marketing in general, and then also belief in yourself? All right. And those are areas in your business that will make or break you. And also everything flows from the thoughts that you're thinking. And it all stems back to vision with what we want and why. So getting that clarity, getting like specific things, and honestly evaluating yourself and where you're at, just like the post audit. And one thing I told Brenda's team, let me look back up here real fast. I would say in general, and I told my team the same thing. I'm not offending anybody. I'm just coaching you. You're not posting enough. I tell myself the same thing. I'm not posting enough. And we have a little pact on our team where we're doing like a challenge. If you guys want to do this challenge with us, it's Magic Week. So that means there's no rules. Again, I'm going to challenge you guys to make 3 or 4 posts a day. Like, I promise you won't die. Like, set your alarms, okay, for like breakfast, lunch, supper, and like evening, and then figure out what you're posting and do it and see what happens. I promise you, I can basically promise you. I don't know that I can guarantee you, but I can basically promise you that by doing that, you're going to have more conversations than if you wouldn't have. And try these posts that I'm talking about, okay? So then there's also a post Alita's post. It had like the four different pictures, and then it was inviting people to comment video so that they could watch the video of the GLP-1 gal that swapped to Plexus products. Okay. And then Bridget Ryan had one. She had like big glasses on. It was really cute. And she was sharing a couple of customer experiences, and then said, comment video from my naturopath friend sharing about the GLP-1 combo that's working to holistically raise your own GLP-1 production. And that's the Jessica Hugendorn GLP-1 video. Okay, I can send you forward those to Alita, and she or Megan can kick them out to you guys if you want to try them. But my thought is, let's try these. I mean, if we bring a whole new slew of people in that we would never have reached out to, and to begin with, because they just weren't on our radar, it's a win. And if they fall flat, that's not the end of the world. Delete it and move on, or leave it and make another post. But the key is you got to be posting things that are like getting people to like and comment on your post. So like, post about your family, post about something that you're learning in life, like figure out how to add value and then sprinkle Plexus in, right? We don't want it to be only Plexus, but sprinkle it in. Okay. Now, so another thing that was during our dinner time, during this fondue night, was Jessica Heffley, great question asker, posed the question to Eva and I. And then this was the question. And I want to ask you guys the same question. So think about your September paycheck. Does everyone have the number in their brain? Ish, ballpark. Okay, now double it and write down what that number is. Okay. Your doubled number from your September paycheck. That gets me excited actually to look at that number. Okay. Now, Jessica said, if you were to double that number from September, what would you do? So I actually want you guys to pop in the chat. I'm going to look at it really fast. So pop in the chat. What would you do to double your paycheck from last month? What action steps would you take? Let's see, more reps, opportunity calls, messages, more messages and calls. Yeah, love that. Conversations. Exactly. Okay, so here's Eva's answer. It was so insanely simple. And I want, if you guys take nothing else away from this call, remember this. If you want to double your paycheck, you do two things. This is per Eva, and I totally agree because it's simple. And I like simple. Number one, she said, I would do 3 business reach outs a day. Number 2, I would post once a day about the business. See how insanely simple that is, you guys? But we're not doing it. That's the thing, is we're not doing it. We're getting all caught in the weeds, and we're like up in a rain, and we're not taking action, or not taking enough action, or enough of the right action. And I was so inspired by just, I don't know, being in the room with diamonds that have built incredible businesses, and they're still building, and they're still learning, and they're still growing and trying different things. And so anyways, I thought that was so good. And also, I've had multiple conversations in the last week about how expensive life is. I mean, raise your hand if you're like, I cannot believe how expensive just basic life is. Okay. And I don't know how people are making it. And so, statistically, and I've used this statistic so much recently, trying to get my new VIP customers to share. I'm telling them 7 out of 10 people statistically have gut health issues and don't know what to do about it. And it also doesn't know a demographic. I mean, it's not like us 40-year-old people and older. This is affecting people my kids' ages, teenagers, 20-year-olds, like younger and younger generations. Okay. And then also, similarly, statistically, 7 out of 10 people have considered working from home. So we don't have to create the need. And I think that's what's so beautiful, is like, we're the mouthpiece. And that's one thing that Eric Worre talked about, is he said all business is conversation, and conversations create miracles. So if you're not talking enough, you need to start talking more. All right. You need to create and you can initiate those conversations, right? You totally can. And he said, our relationships are our secret superpower. And so basically, you got to be a professional friend maker. And I will confess to you guys that I have gotten lazy. I've gotten lazy in my professional friend making skills. When years ago, when we started Plexus, like, we literally made contacts everywhere we go, everywhere we went. And so when you're on a trip, when you're on vacation, when you're when you're with your kids traveling to sporting things, like, make friends everywhere. And you don't have to, I showed the girls earlier today, you don't have to like spew Plexus on people. Let me see if I can find my business card. I had to hold it up for the people earlier today. Here it is. Have a connection card. This is not Plexus. It's just a connection card, and it connects them to my Facebook and Instagram. The link for that website is actually obsolete at this point. It's an old business card. See, doing it. Done is better than perfect sometimes, right? I don't even have my latest baby in this picture. That's how old this is. But it's working. It works. And also, you have your phone always, so you can connect with whoever you make friends with. You don't even have to have a Plexus conversation. You can just like, hey, it'd be so fun to connect. Are you on social? And just connect with them.
Sorry,
and then
I don't understand.
And then you can always swing back into conversation. And then you also never know when they're going to see, stuff that you're posting about that will resonate with them. Okay. Also, Eric said, old things are new again. Okay, we already said that. Okay, the other thing I wanted to show you. So he used this analogy in the Star Diamond Mastermind, where it was his bottle of Coke, I think, and a glass, and he started pouring into it. And he said, this is the machine, right? This is all the things that are building your business: events, conversations, posting, whatever, lives. That's what this is. That's what's in here. And then you're basically pouring, this is like your business as it's building, right? We're pouring into it. And so I think some of us don't really treat our business like a business. It's more like a hobby. So we're like, zoop, like a little tiny bit, zoop, right? And then he was explaining that everybody has a hole in the bottom of their cup, essentially. Okay. Right. Because that's what attrition is, right? Where he goes, some of you have a little pin size hole where it's dripping out, little drip, little drip, little drip, right? And he goes, some of you have a dime size hole in the bottom of your cup. So as fast as you are pouring into your cup, into your business, your team is growing, adding people, it's coming out the bottom like the same rate. And so that, I don't know, I'm such a visual person. I just like really resonated with me, like, whoa, I need to be consistent, build a machine, right, that's going to fuel into your business all the things consistently, and then working on doing things to have um, less and less attrition, right? Duplication covers a world of attrition sins and really covers up that dripping that's happening, but also doubling down like on customer care, so that hole is becoming less in the bottom. So anyway, a little visual there. Okay, let's see. So we got to fill the bucket, create the machine, and then he talked about turning your income into a business. That income is different than a business, and I think it goes back to the way we relate to our business and the way we build an income, where income is income until you treat it like a business and you are taking ownership, like as a CEO, as an entrepreneur, and you're not like waiting for someone to come tell you what to do in your business, but you're willing to like try stuff. And that's the thing too, is like, I do not feel like I'm the most creative person ever. I feel like I'm a good duplicator. I remember looking at Jessica Heffley going, if I can be even a percentage of as successful as her, I'm going to call it a win. And I want to match what she's doing, because this is a follow the leader business. So like if she's going to post, I want to post. Maybe not the same thing, but like the same intensity, the same consistency. And that's easy for me. I have built this business while I've been having babies. So my brain is a lot of times somewhere else, or it's a little AWOL because I'm not getting sleep. But I keep showing up. I keep swinging the bat. That's like my mantra. It's like, keep swinging the bat. Things are going south, things are slow, whatever. Keep swinging the bat. And that's one thing that Eric said. He said, when the slower cycle shows up, we tend to take our foot off the gas. And I think that's the crazy thing about this industry, is that you have to show up consistently regardless of what the fruit is showing you. Okay. A lot of times we feel so inspired and so encouraged when there's, people joining our team and people sharing and things like that. And the minute it slows down, it's like we're like, whoop, and we take our foot off the gas. And the reality is we actually need to keep the pedal to the metal and keep taking action, because that eventually will show in our business and there will be fruit. But if we take our foot off the gas and stop working, like, well, no wonder things start to slow down even more, because we're not taking as much action. Okay. So I was heading, okay, so I have to tell you guys this story. This is all about taking action and pivoting and getting crazy harebrained ideas and just rolling with it. So this is me. So my dad started this father-son camp 30 years ago, 3 dads, 3 sons. It's grown to like 500 dads and sons that descend on my family's property. We live close to my parents. So we helped co-host this huge father-son camp last weekend. I had the speakers staying in my house, hospitality, all the things, laundry mountains. All right. Monday, I spent doing tons and tons of laundry, homeschooling. And then I hop on this flight to Quebec City for the Star Diamond trip. Okay. I get there and I'm like, where's Quebec City? Like, I don't even know where it's at. No research. Like, I'm just here, ready to have a great time. And so I realized that I'm like 3 or 4 hours away from my team, a double emerald team out in Maine from Bangor. And so I'm like, oh my word. And I text Lisa, I'm like, hey, I'm not that far away from you. Did not even dawn on me till the last day I'm there. And I'm on this food tour, which was so fun. And I'm like, I could change my flight. What if I changed my flight and I went and did events with the girls? So I text Justin, I'm like, hey, what are your thoughts about that? He's like, well, we're fine. I mean, let me know if you want me to switch your flights and just head over to Bangor. So I text the girls. I'm like, okay, crazy idea. I'm like, I'm not that far away from you guys. what if I came and we did events like Friday and Saturday? I was thinking of like Lisa's new level 1 that's working on going Ruby, and then we could do events. And so she gets back with me. She's like, let's do it. Let's do it. And so this is the power of pivoting quickly, having an idea, running with it. And like, I just threw out the fleece. I was like, Lord, if this is supposed to happen, like, let it work out. If not, like, it's fine. I'll go home and be with my babies. But I felt intuitively that I needed to go, just go do it. Okay. And so we did. And like, you guys, like, this is the power of pop-ups. Okay. When you don't plan so far in advance, it's like, things happen. It's like you create that momentum, and events still work. They still work. And you get people in the room with you. You share stories. And that's what Sheila said. She's like, share stories. She's like, stories work. You don't have to have all the sciencey details. Honestly, I wanted it so duplicatable that we shared our stories. We played Jessica Hugendorn's 5-minute triplex video, and we shared our business stories also, because you got to share the business stories. And then we did a little call to action. I was like, okay, now we have a $20 off special. It was like, I threw it out there like on a whim, literally, and free shipping for 3 months for anyone that signs up tonight. And the cool thing is, they took more action than they would have if we wouldn't have done events. We also got people in the room that were new product users and they heard all these stories. So it was belief building for the customers. I know it's going to affect retention in a great way. It's going to affect duplication. I totally know it's going to affect duplication because they heard the stories. They heard our stories about how we started these businesses, and we weren't even looking for a business, and it ended up blessing our family so much. And so I'm just so pumped because the work that we do, even if we feel like it's insignificant, it bears fruit. Okay. It may have felt maybe insignificant that I decided to pivot and head to Lisa's and do those events, but we ended up having 2 different groups of people at her house. And it was a good group of like OG peeps, new customers, and some potentials. So let that be your inspo to go get some events on the calendar. I'm actually working with some of my new people, and I'm telling them this week, I'm like, guys, we have like 5 days left in the month, right? It's Friday, right? That's when the month ends. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days is like 5 weeks in network marketing, you guys. Plenty of time. For those of you who have been working all throughout the month, kudos. You're going to have an incredible end of month. Those of you who've been working 90 days of consistency, you're going to see fruit in that this week, because we're going to be doing the follow-ups. We're going to be doing the events. We're going to be doing the pop-ups. We're going to get all these crazy harebrained ideas and put them into action. Those of you who are just tapping in and you hopped on this call because you're like, woo, I gotta get to work. It's the end of the month. You're going to have results this week because you're choosing to tap in and you're going to choose to go work, right? And I'll do I have time to share one more tiny little story? Okay. So this is hilarious. So, okay, my son gets married a couple, like in the middle of September. So I was chatting with, I think it's cutting out. We good? I was chatting with a gal that was one of her bridesmaids, and that gal is in a different network marketing company. So we had a great little conversation with she and her fiance, and we were encouraging them and all that. But I came home and was like, babe, if they choose to do network marketing with another company, I will die. And so it gave me motivation. So that like a couple weeks later, like end of September, I was like, hey, Addie, because she totally is welcome to like raid my Plexus cabinet. I'm like, well, let's set you up an account. Like, you're 18, you could set up your own little account. And she's like, sure. And she does so much better with ProBio 5 and BioCleanse with her skin. And so we set up the account, or we talked about setting up the account. And then I said, well, if you're ever interested in network marketing, like, you should do Plexus with us. And she was like, okay, sure, I'm in. I was like, it's that easy? You're in? And she's like, sure, you guys know what you're doing. I'll do it. And so, you guys, she ended up the very last day of September, added 4 people: her mom, her sister, who joined her for the business, her brother-in-law, and a brother. They all started. She went fast start silver. And then her sister is working on senior silver. She has a friend almost silver. And she has added, I don't even know how many at this point. She's 4 orders away from fast start gold. So I'll just say that. She has blown me away with her willingness to take the action. And I'm doing the little PLLP acronym. I don't know if you guys know that little system. That's what we've been doing on our team. And it's so simple. So simple. I love simple. It's make a post, make a list, go live, and do a party. And that's what we've been doing with her and then her people. Okay. And I got to tell you this funny story because so she makes her first post. I send it to her of like what to post. And then she starts posting more. Okay. Then I'm like, okay, now we're going to make a list. And she's like, well, why would I make a list? I could spend 3 hours making a list, or I can just start messaging people. She's like, I'm just going down my contacts, my texting contacts, and my Facebook friends list. And she goes, I have that business message and I have that little product message that you sent me. So I'm just reaching out to people. I'm going down through the list. I was like, okay, yeah, don't make a list, contact people. And I said, you make the list after you get replies back from those people, so you don't like lose people in your inbox, because you will. You'll forget about who you chatted with. So I mean, this she's teaching me a lot of things. And then okay, so then we did her. She was scared to do her live, so she ended up coming over to my house because my son is working during the day and he's going to school at night. So she's been with us a lot, which is fun. And so she popped on my team call and she shared how she went silver. And then we finished the Zoom and I was like, we're gonna go live. And she's like, oh, I'm scared of going live. I was like, well, we're going to do it together. We'll just ramble. It does not have to be like scripted or anything. We'll just go live. It's going to be fantastic. And she's like, okay, okay. So guess what she starts doing? She starts doing lives by herself. Okay. We do a party. I do a little party at her house. And then the next, I think it was a couple days later, she's like, I'm just going to go ahead and do a little pop up one at the coffee shop. And then she hosted one for her friend. She hosted one for her friend at a different coffee shop. And anyways, she's been taking the action. Like I do it with her, and then she goes and does the action herself. She's totally shocked me and blown me away. And she's 18. And so the other funny thing is she's in conversations with people, and like I don't even know where she learned this skill, but she's not afraid to talk to people, and she's actually not afraid to face the objections. Because when I started, I was like, someone would tell me no or this or that, give me an excuse, I would be like, okay, no worries, bye. Like I didn't press it at all. And she is coming back with like 3 points. She's like, okay, I want to ask you something. Number one, you're already on social media doing lives and posts. Why would this, this could be a fit. So she goes like through three different things in her conversation and then gets replies back. And this is like, girls that are like her age that are giving her the I'm too busy thing. And she's like, they're not too busy. They're in college. What do they have to be busy with? And they're already on social media. But it's just so funny to see like, the little light bulbs going off and then her not being afraid to kind of press the envelope a little bit and nudge gently, asking more questions. So I'm just sharing this because I've been so inspired by her and excited because she hasn't been unwilling to take the action. So you never know when your next business builder is going to pop up, and you want to be ready for them and ready to lead them, because they may actually teach you a few more things than you had. I don't know, than you knew before, and it's always that's the inspiring thing. And these younger kids, don't discount them. That's what I'll say to that. Okay. Do I have how long am I supposed to talk? I do have more to share if you want me to keep talking.
I'm here for it. I'm here all
Okay.
the night long, Megan. Okay, I'm here for it all. And do the hop off the knees.
Okay.
I'm just nurse. I'm like half in the things I'm nursing
Oh,
the
you're
baby.
good. You're totally good. I've nursed so many babies on Zooms. Yeah. I was okay. So I'm driving home Saturday night, kind of delirious because we had such a fun time, but also really tired. And so I have like a 3-hour drive home from Chicago. And so I listened to like 3 hours of Brooke Hemingway, and I loved a few of the things she shared. I was going to tell you guys really fast. She said, you don't need a new opportunity. You need a new commitment and new energy. You know how I was talking about belief and rating your energy earlier? You got to think about like what vibe you're putting off. And if you're not jazzed up about your business, your posts and your messages and like all the things are going to be, that's going to be super obvious. And so you got to like figure out how to get that little spark back. Okay. And she said, show up and lead. Uh, show up in your conversation, show up on social media, decide that this is a new season. And she said, the secret to success, I hope you guys can hear me. My internet's being weird again. Secret to success is to fall in love again with your business and to
Can you
have new
say that
eyes.
whole thing again? It was breaking up just a little bit. Just
Okay.
like I think you were saying something and lead.
Oh yeah. She said, show up and lead in your customer care, in your conversations, and with your social media. and that you get to decide that this is a new season. And then she said, you got to nurture those feelings about your business, and you get to control how you show up. New life, new excitement. And that if you're lacking in that, and this is the building belief part, to go fall in love with success stories and start building your belief in that. And I was telling the girls earlier today, I have not an earbud, but like I have something always playing on my phone. If I ever have dead space, laundry, dishes, driving kids somewhere, here, there, and everywhere. That way, when I do go to work my business, I'm excited and I'm jazzed up. And I notice that when I'm like a few days without any sort of like something to coach my brain, I'm kind of like, wah, wah, right? And this is 10 years into doing this, you guys. And so it's really, really important. Like I can get discouraged. I can get kind of lackadaisical. I can get lazy. And it's really important to show up, be brave, do the work because it matters. And people are out there looking for what we have, you guys. It's 100%. 100% true. And I had that little line of Alita's going through my brain. Working works. Totally works. And how we show up matters. Do you guys have any idea what our hero product is? What would you say it is? What would you think? I was trying to, Brooke posed this question. I was like, what is our hero product? Oh, I'm really behind in the chat. Let me scroll it down. ProBio. Active. The business. Yeah, she said our hero product is our opportunity. And I liked this. She said, we make earning fun, simple, and rewarding. And I love the one thing I love about listening to little trainings is that you can pull little like sound bites or sound clips out, use them in your stories, use them in your training calls, use them when you're on the phone with the prospect, use them in your posts, right? Sometimes it's just one liner that someone says. And then she just said, talk about it more often. You've got to be talking about it more often. Okay. Alrighty, so all that to say, these are the things that are working for us. And I think the bottom line is we can't be afraid to talk about the business, talk about the products, keep showing up on social media. And my secret little success thing is prayer. So don't forget to pray because God literally knows who you need to help. He can supernaturally direct you to the person or direct that person to you. But I also think we have to do our part to show up. Like you can't just pray and then expect miracles to happen. I'm a big advocate of you pray and you take massive action and have big belief and big excitement, big enthusiasm, because there's a lot to be excited about. And I'll just say, you guys, I probably shouldn't say a whole bunch, but I know what's coming. There is stuff coming. And so you want to be engaged. You want to be engaged with your customer base. You want to be engaging on social media. You want to be working towards earning that Cancun trip because hola, they're launching a product. It's not an LTO, it's an actual product. And I'm super excited about it. So you want to be engaging. And like this week, regardless of what this past month or September has looked like in your business, you can tap in now. You can decide that your new little season starts now, like today, tonight, and you can go take action. And that action is going to produce fruit. Okay, you guys have questions? I feel like I just did a whole monologue. Let me look in the chat really quick.
This has been absolute gold. I cannot wait to would you guys just put in the chat literally like maybe even just your top takeaway and just share some love with Megan because this has been, I mean, I know I'm kind of speaking on behalf of everybody, but truly, truly amazing. Seriously. I have lots of notes and lots of just like you said, like just different sound bites. I'm like, oh my gosh, amazing. Seriously. So good.
It's so
So
simple.
good.
It's so simple. I think we sometimes forget that like it's so simple. And if you guys don't have you guys use Post-it notes? Oh my word. This is like the best little tip ever. I'm visual though too. I have a whiteboard and like I have my jewels on there for like jewel momentum bonus. We're working towards that. I have all my people and then my newest people, like my new customers from last month and this month, I have them on a sticky note. And then I have up one with a line under it for my new people because like I'm going to try to get them a +1. And then for those who have expressed interest, then I put another little smaller sticky note with 3 lines because that means we're going to help them go silver. But one thing I made myself do today was send a little voice message to my customers. I actually sent it to my girl Tammy, and then I was like, it wasn't actually specifically to her. Like I didn't say her name at the beginning of it. And so guess what I did? I made myself forward it to my whole list of customers on from my whiteboard. And it was just I can play it for you guys if you want. It was just a little message asking if she's like ready to share basically. Let me see if I can find it.
I love this so
Oh,
much.
here we go. You guys want to hear it?
Yes.
Get ready.
Yes, 100%. That is par for the course. As your body heals and balances,
Oh, wait, that's the wrong one.
symptoms start to go away because you're so curious if you've had any conversations with your besties to see if they want to do Plexus with you. I'm doing a little campaign, a little end of month special. So if you end up having a friend get started and use a combo of 3 products, I will rebate $20 back. Plus there's free shipping for the next 3 months. So let me know if there's anyone that you have chatted with or have thought of that could benefit. And if it's easy or if it's easier for you, I'd be happy to just chat with, like where you connect me with them and then I can chat with them and help them with a product recommendation based on their health goals and stuff like that. So, okay, well, keep me posted. And I just always think about the statistics that 7 out of 10 people struggle with gut health and don't know what to do about it or something that links back to gut health. So yeah, just keep me posted if you have thought of a few friends or if you've already chatted with a few people. So yeah, just keep me posted. Talk to you soon.
All right, that was kind of rambly, but it got the little message out there again. And she replied back. I have several friends I've told they're waiting to see how I do. So then I was replying back that they don't have to have her results to start. And if she wants to connect, you know what I mean? So to go back to those people. But one thing I've been telling my team this month is like, do a little campaign, like figure out what little campaigns you can do. Like I did that little messaging campaign, just tap, tap, tap again with my new customers because you got to ask them more than one time. Like just because they told you they weren't interested in sharing 3 weeks ago doesn't mean that they didn't change their mind by now, right? And so I've been telling my team to go do like a campaign to see who would make a post on your behalf, who would let you tag them, who would what was the other thing we've been doing? See if they'll make a post or if they would share a post for you, like even if they're not interested in the business. The other thing, I've been telling my girls to see if they could do a little party, little event for them and say, hey, I'll show up with my stuff. I'll share my story. All you have to do is gather your friends. Like it can be open house style, but to see who is game for a little post or a little event. And it can be online. You can do an online one. Or, I mean, I always think if they're local to you, do in person. And my goal, and this is what I told Addie, this is our system for the PLLP. So the last P is party. And my goal when people are local to me that we host 2 in-persons, okay, because you have some that can't come Thursday night, but they'll come Saturday morning. And then you do an online follow-up event. Okay. And even with, so say you have someone that's not local and you're willing to do an online with them, try all the things, try a Zoom one, try a Zoom sip and see, try an online group event, try a messenger event, right? There's lots of different ways. And sometimes you'll find like your favorite way or their favorite way, or some people can totally get their people on a Zoom. Other people's people don't show up on a Zoom, but they'll totally, hop on one of those group events, So I'm always like experiment with it and see what works for different people. So, okay. All righty. Any quick questions?
I'm literally like, ta-da! I love this stuff so much. I wrote down like, we are scared because we lack belief. Like, even just that realization of like, I love that you shared that. You're like, I made myself message everyone on my customer list. I do that kind of stuff too, right? It's like there's no like secret to success. It's making yourself do the things you really don't want to do. I love that you shared convos create miracles. It's like the business miracle you're looking for is in a conversation you haven't had yet. And the 3 posts a day, like I'm so in on I'm going to do that. And I'm going to be checking to see who has actually committed to doing that too. And then when you shared what Eva said, I love Eva. We're like, I actually was just chatting with her today. She's my buddy. And I love this. Like, and this is so Eva. Eva's like so brilliantly smart but so funny that you're like, it's unexpected sometimes. And you're just like, wow, what? It's so simple, but makes so much sense. If she wanted to double her paycheck, 3 business reach outs every day and 1 post every day. Like imagine how much your business would change if you genuinely did that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And then your PLLP, I love that. And Brooks wording fun, simple, and rewarding. I mean, just all of this, Megan, has been just so good. Like, seriously, so good.
Sweet. Well, let's go get into action, you guys. I mean, let's
Yeah.
just experiment, like have fun with it. This is oh yeah, Addie was like, this is like a game. This is like a fun game.
Yes.
I'm like, heck yeah, it is. Fun game and you can make money. And she's getting these next day paychecks. She's like, I don't
Yes.
even know how I'm getting paid. That is so awesome, you guys. The
Yes.
next day pay thing. And then the like she's almost gold. So she's I think at this point probably made over $1,000. So like think about what that could be for somebody in your life. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's totally motivating to me to be able to help these two sweet 18-year-olds that are launching into life right off the bat, right? But like you literally never know the next person that is going to be interested. And it's so fun to work with someone that's like game for the business, you know? So
100%. And you wouldn't have had that had you not had the moment of fear and then done it anyway and been like, okay, let's do it. I wanted to share this with
exactly.
you. Dina just said I posted the GLP-1 post while we were on here, and a customer who hasn't ordered messaged me to say she's ordering, coming back and doing that combo. And while we were
Really?
on here, I had people messaging me. Yeah, Nicole messaged saying she posted it already and has a response. I know Alicia posted it. Like, everybody was just like, we're going, we're doing it. This was really good. The
Fantastic.
audit was so good. I mean, oh my gosh, so much good stuff on here. Um, I saw
Keep doing the
Megan.
audits. Like keep doing those, like on
Yes.
your calls. I think it's really like a really good practice to just
Yeah.
evaluate what we did last week.
Yeah. Yeah,
If
it's so
anyone needs the
good.
verbiage too, I have a little thing written up. I can send it to you, Alita.
Yeah, that'd be
Um,
great. All the
from
resources,
the
anything you
stuff.
want to send,
Okay,
we will eat it up. And one thing about our team is we're appliers. We believe in taking and applying and going, because otherwise, what's the point, right? So I love
exactly.
Megan's neon green Post-its over there. I'm like, she's into it.
Uh-huh.
Megan, did you want to say anything?
Post-its.
Because I know I could see her, like, we're both like, yes, like, just writing notes.
No, okay, this is like I'm such like a type B person. I was like, I have so many things I want to write down and I couldn't find a notebook anywhere. So I like had these post-its on the counter. So I literally have post-it notes like covering the counter. You're like, does anybody use post-it notes? I'm like, that's what I took all my notes on tonight. So I'm gonna have to like go back through because it's literally all over the counter. But this was absolutely phenomenal. Like so much wisdom, but just like very practical, right? And I think that's like the biggest thing. It's like you're 10 years in, you're a 5-star diamond, like have run very successful businesses, but you still get scared. You still have those ideas and you're like, I have to take action. I think that's one of the biggest things. Like the shorter the gap can be between the idea that you have and taking action, that's really where people see success. And I so needed to be reminded of that because that's what I did in the very beginning as I was growing. I'd have an idea and I'd take action. I'd have an idea and I'd take action. And I've gotten a lot slower at the taking action part. So thank you so much for that. This was amazing and so grateful for you.
Fantastic. Well, keep me in the loop on how it all goes, you guys. Like, let's end the month like this. Let's make this the biggest month that we've had all year long. And then we're launching into the next 90 days, which will carry us through the end of December and launch into the new year. Then that momentum for New Year starts right now, FYI, right?
Yes.
So let's go make some things
Yes.
happen. And look at that cute baby. Oh, my word.
I know. He's
So
fun.
precious.
Yeah. I
All
saw
right.
Cheryl too. We were all like, just like, everyone was just writing notes. I love it so much. So thank you a million times. This will be a recording that goes down in history as one of the best. I can already tell you. So we appreciate it. So grateful for your time. Thank you, sister.